Hi, today on Emerging Ed Tech, I'm publishing a review of this great new book by instructor Michelle Pacansky-Brock, Best Practices for Teaching with Emerging Technologies. I really love this book. It's really well done. There are just tons of great resources in here. And uh, Michelle tells this story in the perspective of her personal journey, learning about these tools and learning about how to use them in the classroom and the positive impact they can have. So I really highly recommend it. Let's go check out the review.
So out on emergingedtech.com, you will find a pretty lengthy review of the book. I have been particularly in depth with the introductory section and chapter 1 to give a good overview of the kind of writing and the kind of content you can expect from the book. And then for chapters 2 through 7, I just did a little more of a cursory overview. So let's go ahead and discuss these early sections a bit to help introduce you to what you can expect if you purchase this book. So I start the review with kind of a broad overview and discuss how the author explains a bit of her personal journey and how back in around the 2006 time frame, while recovering from open heart surgery, she was listening to a lot of podcasts from education thought leaders, and the Web 2.0 explosion was beginning to happen, and she just felt she was learning so much, and she was really intrigued by this. So it started her off on a journey where she did some podcasts, and she then got into VoiceThread and using that. Along the way, she was awarded a Sloan C Excellence in Online Teaching Award. And she also cites multiple times throughout the book very specific, excellent results with retention within the classroom and good performance of the students. So there's a lot to back up the fact that what she did and what she learned and how she's applied it has had very specific, tangible benefits for her students. So getting into the book on a chapter-by-chapter basis, she does a great introduction focused around the flipped classroom, which we're big advocates here on Emerging Ed Tech of the flipped classroom. And she touches on a lot of great references. Tag's well-known from Teaching to Learning article, her initial exposure to the flipped classroom, Howard Rheingold's work with social media, a lot of great stuff that gives a good contextual background and is also a great reference for learning more about how these ideas are transforming education. And then she gets into specifics and talks about her first use of VoiceThread and how that evolved, and cites survey results where she reached out to students to say, how did this approach to teaching affect your learning? And the results were overwhelmingly positive. Moving on into chapter 1, she starts here by talking about building a solid foundation, and she really does that here for the person reading the book, starting you off with real practical insights in how you can support students to succeed in this kind of environment, about the importance of building community, about trying to empower them prior to the start of the class, and then she begins to get into the nuts and bolts of what it takes to do this, and in later chapters gets a lot more in depth into the specific tools and examples, and lots of great tips are woven throughout the book. And then she wraps up chapter 1 with a discussion about a specific student who was a little older and didn't really feel that she fit into this community of social media, but with some discussion and dialogue and hand-holding up front, the student gradually became comfortable and eventually came out of the experience just thrilled to have felt like she was a part of the community and that she now understood these tools so much better. I'm not going to go through every chapter of the book in this video review here, but suffice it to say that all of the chapters are in-depth, full of very real insights, and insights informed by practical experience. And there is just such a wealth of resources here, so many great tips. So as you work through the chapters and get introduced to specific tools, and given a solid context for how they can work and have worked in the classroom and the benefits they bring, you come away with such a thorough and valuable resource to the instructor and educator who is interested in learning how to leverage these tools and how to help bring our students into the 21st century, prepare them for jobs, prepare them for life in this day and age. And I hope you'll come on out to the website, read the review, and consider buying the book. It costs about $30 on Amazon.com right now, but it is money that will be very well spent, a very good investment in your both your time and money.